Hey everybody, Laura at Lil Inker Designs. I'm here because we're getting ready to launch new stamps and dies in the store for release on October 8th. I'm really excited about it and I'd love to share it with you. So if you'd like to see everything new that we have in store, including even how to make some of the projects behind me or how I made them using our new goodies, then just keep on watching. Thank you. Hi everybody, Laura here still. If you're here, you're awesome. I really want to share everything that's new in store for our October release today. And I'm going to start first with a couple of things that we're getting ready to release for autumn, actually. I know it might be a little bit late, but I promise that these things are worth the wait. So first up are our new Leaf Love dies. So as you can see, we have a set of 5 dies in beautiful shapes, and they all have stitching on the inside and along the stem. They actually are so beautiful by themselves. You can use them to group bunches of leaves together on a card with pattern paper or cardstock or watercolor. But what we've done is actually designed a stamp set that will fit on the inside of each of the leaves, which is why we left the centers hollow and didn't add any stitching. So I'll get to that in just a second. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this stamp set. This is our Leafy Greetings stamp set. It's 4x4 and it contains 5 greetings, and each one matches up with a leaf in the die set. So like this is the maple leaf, and as you can see, this stamp will stamp right on top of it. Now, we have been releasing greetings, or I should say silhouette shapes with greetings already built into them, but for this set purposely, we did the reverse of that because I wanted you to be able to die cut leaves of any color from any medium and then stamp your greeting on top of it in gold embossing powder, or heat emboss it in white, or just stamp it in a coordinating color to the leaf color choice that you made. So I did this specifically because when I started thinking about using the end product, it just made sense for this set. I think you're going to be really pleased with this. I've not seen anything like this on the market as far as having a shape and then, a sentiment that fits directly on the shape to stamp it as far as leaves go. So I really think that you're going to enjoy this. I hope you do. These are really beautiful. The stamps say, "Autumn is a second spring and every leaf is a flower." It says, "With many thanks, give thanks for all you have, welcome, and so very thankful." So a very, thanks-oriented set. Oh, hi! That's Emily. Hello. So a very thanks-oriented set, but it just felt right for fall. So again, our Leafy Greetings stamp set and Leaf Love dies. And I have a couple of projects that I've made with these that you can see today. So here I used both of our goodies, and I just basically die cut a smattering of leaves, dropped them on my paper, glued them down where I saw them, put a piece of vellum over, slightly lifted up, and then I die cut the main leaf and I heat embossed the coordinating sentiment in gold embossing powder. This was really easy. I just picked a favorite new paper pad and I got to work, and it was done in just a couple of minutes. And actually, this piece of craft cardstock on the bottom, sorry about the little sunspots here, but it is what it is today. This was a remnant that I had die cut the top with our stitched wood grain in the back and not even the bottom. And you know what? It works. I like to use the scraps that I have sometimes. It's economical. I really love the way that this turned out, and I think that you're going to have so much fun experimenting with this new die set and stamp set. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's one project I made. The other is this, and I used a piece of corrugated cardboard and another grouping of leaves from that same paper you see. And here our stamp, or our sentiment, is thankful. It's actually from our really rose-malling stamp set. I felt like it just fit. And also you can see here, I don't know if we're going to lose focus or not, but you can see that I used our embossed dots rectangles to cut the card base. It just added a little something. All right, so that was really simple to do as well. And that's kind of a lot of what I keep in mind when I design a lot of these products with our team, so that we just want the end purpose or the end use to be as easy but as versatile as possible. Okay, so I hope you're loving the new leaf loves and leafy greetings. Let's get on to some other projects. Let me talk to you about our Oh Dear Christmas stamp set. Okay, so this might look like an intricate stamp. It's kind of a large stamp. This is a 4x4 set, but this is the quickest, easiest guy to color ever. Let me show you some projects I've made with him. I'll put them over here on the side while I'm talking so you can see what I mean. So basically you stamp this guy. Okay, so basically you just stamp this guy, pick a sentiment. They're for winter or for Christmas, and then you can use the little berry dots that we've included to enhance the holly leaves behind the deer. And even this larger, what looks like a berry, I used to stamp on his cheeks. I don't know, there was just something so cute about that. And then we've included just this really light or small dotted stamp in the back here, and that you can use to make it look like it's snowing on your card. So super fast and simple to color. I'll tell you why. I literally just stamped him and did a few flicks with my Copic markers, and then got a red ink pad and did some berry stamping and stamped my sentiment, and this was done. The hardest part about this card was the die cutting, and that's not even hard. So I used our stitch mat circles. I lined it up, I put it, on the card front where I wanted, and as you can see, our dual stitching design leaves this fabulous stitching around the exterior of the circle cut. And then I mounted my deer stamp underneath on the back, and then just added a little embellishment here so that it wasn't, plain on the front with just some baker's twine and a button. This came together in under 5 minutes and could easily be mass produced for holiday cards, and I love that for this time of year. So I used the same stamp set here, but I used warmer colors, so I went for a bit more rustic look, and it's basically the same idea, except this is a 4 1/4 card, square card, and I used warmer Copics, warmer reds, and dressed it up with a little rustic ribbon and twine and bells, and the background is cut with our stitched wood grain cover-up die. And used that same circle, but I just used the piece that was cut away. Well, not technically, because this is vanilla and this is white cardstock, but you get what I mean. Okay, so that is Oh Dear Christmas, and oh dear am I loving him. Couple more things for you today. Now you might remember that in our, I want to say it might have been a February or March release, but it was at the beginning of the year or closer to the beginning of the year, we released this triangle treat holder die. It looks like this, and if you ordered it, it may have come with some accessories to turn this into a bunny. This die in my hand makes this pyramid packaging. You cut 2 pieces of cardstock, you lay them crisscross on top of each other, and then you fold them to make this little pyramid shape. And as you can see, I tie off the top to keep it closed. You can use glue or any kind of adhesive, that works. Well, we wanted to build on the bunny ears and feet that we brought you for this particular die, and given that it's Christmas time, we designed some Santa shapes for you. So this is our Make a Santa die and stamp set bundle. And let me show this to you. So this is the die for making the Santa Claus, and it's really simple. It's a couple of different pieces for his hat, 1, 2, 3, a beard and a mustache, and then 2 boots. And these boots can actually double as Santa's mittens with a little bit of clever folding. So here, what I did is I die cut my triangle treat holder from red cardstock, assembled it, and then I used my Make a Santa die set to cut the pieces that I wanted. And then I added one of the boots as his mitten, and had him hold this little toothpick and flag. Because then what I've done is taken the coordinating stamp set, which is just a little 2x3 stamp set, and I stamped his eyes and his mouth and the sentiment. No peeking. I hope you can see that here. So we designed actually all of the sentiments in this set, which are just a couple. Santa says what, Merry Christmas, no peeking, naughty or nice, and from your secret Santa. All of them will fit on our stitched sentiment flag or original sentiment flag dies. Of course, he doesn't have to hold this flag or even doesn't have to use a sentiment, but this is one option for those sentiments. And then, you know, included in the stamp set are all the little things that you might need to finish off Santa's face. This comes together in about 5-ish minutes. So if you had a couple of these to make for Christmas gifts, you could really crank them out pretty easily and then put candies inside or anything that you can dream up. It's really made for a small treat, but how cute would this be to give to a teacher at Christmas time with just a few candies inside and a cute little note? I just think this is adorable, but what I really like about it is that it can do some other things, and we have some other dies in our collection that will let you work with this without having the triangle treat holder. So, for example, during my experimentation, I realized that our Hey Foxy dies go really well with the Make a Santa die and stamp set, because you can use this little body from the Hey Foxy set to use as your Santa body, and that's exactly what I've done here on this little tag. So that's just this piece in back, and then I added the boots and the beard and mustache and the 3 pieces for the hat, and then Santa's little face. And in this case, I did add a mitten again, and I have him holding a heart, and I stamped the background. And this is done on one of our Anytime tags, and in the background here is our stitch scallop border die. And I just think that, I mean, I'm sorry, but I love that. But it's nice when I really like things that, you know, we've been working on and they come together so cutely. It makes me really excited because, I don't know, look at that, how cute. So anyways, I'm really excited about that. And then when we were using or introducing the coordinating bunny treats ear and foot and stamp set that goes with this die, we also realized that you can use the smaller dies in the Anytime tag set to make a body as well. Now, I didn't get a chance to experiment with that in this case with the Make a Santa, but if it's a die set that you have, it might be something that you want to try out. So anyways, super versatile, not hard to use at all, and you get really, really cute results. And by the way, this is a heart from our Of the Hearts die set that Santa's holding. Okay, so let's move on. The cuteness is overload. Cuteness overload, people. So now we have a set of 3 holiday words, and they're word dies, but we've actually added in this little hanger so that you can tie these right on to gift packages. And let me show you a couple of products that I've made with these, or a couple of projects I've made with these. And you'll see 3 treat boxes on our website in the photos, but I busted open the last one and ate the candy inside. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit it. And by the way, these are all empty because they were all opened from the bottom and the candy was eaten out of them. Yeah, Okay, so yeah, now you know I'm crazy and I have issues with candy. Okay, so these are 3 word dies: hope, wish, and joy. I just love the word joy for the holiday season. I know we have it in the store in another form, but I just couldn't resist because look at what a pretty hang tag this is on this tiny little craft package. I just simply cut it from white cardstock. I used our Holly Jolly dies to create the little holly accent here with the stitching in the middle. This is the smallest of the 2 leaves in that die set. And I stamped our craft box here with a stamp from a stamp set releasing here as well that I'll show you in just a minute. And then I just simply closed it tied it with a ribbon, and added the tag. It was so quick and easy, and I just think that this is going to be adorable. I mean, imagine if you were giving someone, I think a gift card would fit in here, a little ring or a bracelet, or just like a small jewelry piece, even just again for the teacher with a couple of little candies. Not even 5 minutes. I seriously doubt I spent 5 minutes on that, and I think it looks super cute. What's also nice about this die set is that it doesn't have to be used for Christmas. So I wanted to show you here how I took the wish tag, or I should call it word tag, and I made a birthday gift. I stamped it here with a polka dot stamp from our Spot On stamp set in just white craft ink. I added candies inside, which, yep, they're gone. And I cut out Wish from neon pink cardstock, which I then sponged a little bit more on the bottom to give it this ombre effect. And then I found this awesome multicolored neon twine at the store. So I wrapped this to show you that this die set can do more than just holiday gift tags. So this is for birthday too. And I really, really like that. Okay, so there's that. And then I did have another one of these to show you. You can see pictures of it on the website. It's a bit more rustic feel, and I used the hope word. These are very affordable. You can even tie them onto card fronts and do, you know, quick card bases, a little bit of pattern paper, and tie on one of these guys with some twine, and you have a super fast holiday card as well. So these are a really, really nice thing to have in your collection for this time of year, for holidays, and for birthdays as well. I hope you like it. I love it. Okay, so next we're gonna get to a couple of my other favorites from this release. This is our stamp set, which I'm calling All the Christmas You'll Ever Need. And I really feel that way about this stamp set. I feel like if you have this stamp set in your collection, there really isn't much more for Christmas in the way of stamps that you'll need. And I've said that because this can do a lot of things. It has winter greetings. It has even more of religious tone greetings. And even some of these larger stamps I've designed specifically so that you can use them as photo overlays for family holiday cards. So I tried to think of everything. Now you'll notice that this is a large 6x8 stamp set. This retails in our store for $24, and I'm going to tell you why that's an awesome bargain. So here, and we haven't gotten to this yet, so I'll turn it upside down. You'll see that this is a traditional 4x6 stamp set. Yeah, well, the 6x8 is obviously 2 of these. So now, if this retails for $15, if you bought 2 of these, you're spending $30, obviously. But this retails for $24, so you're really getting 2 stamp sets, and the price is less expensive than the cost of buying 2. So just something to keep in mind. So let me show you a couple of projects I've made with this. I guess, but before I do, I'd really like to tell you, oh, I forgot to mention, we included in this stamp set this sweet little dotted line and this sweet little dotted bow. The idea being that some of these more round shapes, or even some of these square ones, can be stamped on a card front, and then you can add the dotted bow and dotted line to make it look like an ornament hanging on your card. And well, that sparked the idea, well, Laura, why don't we make some actual ornament dies? So this big guy is our Oh My Ornaments die set. And let me open this up and show it to you and explain some things that are going on here. So we finally have a set of ornaments for you in our store, and I'm really, really excited about that. So you'll see that the largest ornaments in this set, this is a set of 6 ornaments, 3 of 2 different shapes, so they somewhat nest. The largest will coordinate with the sentiments in the All the Christmas You'll Ever Need stamp set. And you can see that if I guess if I hold it up like this, you can see that the largest fits these round ones, and then this slightly longish or elongated shape ornament will fit some more of the rectangular looking shapes. The idea being that you can die cut an ornament shape, stamp the sentiment onto it, and then either use the dies or the stamps to make it look like an actual ornament hanging on your card. So also included in this set are the little ornament hangers where you can actually thread in some twine. I'll show you that in my projects in a minute. Now the other shapes in this set contain our design that we came up with called dual stitching. So it's got the stitching on the inside and outside of the cut line, and we did that for the 4 smallest dies in the set and not the largest. Well, I shouldn't say that. The largest dies in the set have the stitching on the outside but not on the inside, because I would have had to make them too large to accommodate the stitching and the sentiment. So I tried to figure, you know, how is this going to be most affordable for the end user, and that's the concept that we came up with. So plain largest ornaments with just stitching around the exterior so that you can make some rockin' ornament shaker cards, and then dual stitching on the 4 smallest shapes. So let me show you some projects I made. I have 3 for you today. And I wanted to show you an example of how this can be used to make a quick and easy family photo card. This was my son from a couple of years ago in preschool, my son Keith. This was, I think this was 3 years ago now, so he was about 4 years old in this photo. I didn't have his newest school photos from this year yet to use, so anyways, I digress. But here I used our Border Builders die set. I just created a small place where I could stamp a sentiment across the front of this cute picture of him. I heat embossed my sentiment here, and then I used the Oh My Ornament dies. Now I don't know if the camera is picking this up or not, and if I go close I kind of lose focus, but on top of this little ornament set in the background is the stitched ornament hanger with the bow from the die set, and it's on the back here. And you may not be able to see this here on film, but trust me, in person this is absolutely adorable. So quick and easy family photo card. Now I haven't experimented yet with stamping directly onto a photo. It's my plan to do so with some of these larger stamps in this stamp set, but you know something, if it doesn't work, you can very easily block it out like I've done here with some cardstock, or just use some vellum and add that over your card. And here I made a little bit more rustic looking card using the rounder ornament, and believe it or not, I love the way this came out. I'd be lying if I told you it was hard. It was the easiest thing I ever did. I grabbed red and green Crayola markers. I colored them onto the stamp and stamped onto vanilla cardstock, and then cut it out with the rounder ornament in the set, and then I did some sponging around the edges to give it a little bit of a distressed look, and I added the large topper in the die set with some gold paper and added my twine, and boom, it was done. And then in the background here you see our quilted stitched pattern die, which I just love. It's also a nice rustic feeling die that adds some really nice visual interest to your card front. Under 5 minutes, way under 5 minutes for this to be done. I just love how that came out. But isn't this set fun? I love that you have the option of using these stamps by themselves or with these ornament dies. Okay, so I have one more set of goodies to talk with you about today, and they are Ornamental Christmas stamps and the coordinating dies, which I'm opening up for you here, the Ornamental Christmas die set. So you might recognize that these are going back to the silhouette shapes, so Christmas icon silhouettes with the greetings already built in, which is a contrast to the leafy greetings that I showed you at the beginning of our video. These are phenomenal. I don't know what else to say about them. They're hand illustrated. The shapes are hand-drawn. The angel says, "Sing, choir of angels, sing in exultation." They just, I don't know, they're just so beautiful. The greetings might be hard to see on camera, but I am telling you, the designer knocked these out of the park. They are gorgeous. And then what I did is I took some of the greetings from within and I brought them on the outside that you can just stamp with. And that's because of the die set we have coming up, which I'll explain in a minute, but we have 2, 4 from 2 again, just because they were different and they were so cute. And then a couple of small sentiments to fill up this extra space. So you can use these for a lot of different reasons. Now this die set that we've done here is equally as fantastic. They will cut out these shapes once you stamp them, but we've built in the little hanger so that you can use these as well for really fast Christmas gift tags, but for paper crafting projects as well. And here's 2 reasons why. You can either tie these onto a card front using the built-in hanger, or you can snip these off and then just use the focal image. However, if we hadn't include these, it would just be for that one purpose. So having this little added hanger allows you to do so many more things with this stamp set. And gee, you don't even need the stamps to go with this die set. If you just wanted to get this alone, these are very obviously Christmas icons and can be used for even more things. The tree could be used for autumn. It could be used for scenery. The star could be used for a birthday gift tag with the right sentiment stamp on it. I think the only die that you wouldn't be able to snip off the end of and use on its own is the stocking, and that's because we actually built the hole into the stocking's like hanger stamp. So if you cut that off, you know, you'd be without it, which I suppose would be fine, but I guess you could just leave that and it would be fine on your card as a focal point. So let me show you, I made 2 projects for you using this die and stamp set that I love, and you're gonna love it too. So look at how easy this was. This was just red cardstock, pattern paper. I tied on some ribbon to make it look like a gift. I added a doily in the back, and then I stamped the bell in red, cut him out with our die set, and just tied him onto the ribbon as if it were a gift. Again, way less than 5 minutes to make this. And I think it came together really pretty, don't you? I love this die and stamp set. Now, the next thing I did is I used a tree, how about that? A tree trio. So I cut out 3 of the trees after I stamped them in blue, red, and green. And what I did here is to show you how they could be just used as focal images, and I snipped off the little hanger tops. Here in the center one, I added a silver star from our Seasonal Stars die set. So like I said, I added the smallest star from our Seasonal Stars die set in silver glitter paper, and I just added it to the tree topper. It fits it perfectly. The background, I don't know if you can see it, I always lose focus when I go up high, but the background was cut using our quilted swirl stitch pattern die, and I love it because it looks like snow blowing in the background. Hard to see, but check it, hard to see in the video, but check it out on our website so you can see the finished product. And then I just used our Border Builders dies to cut this little card topper, and I think it's even Border Builder in the background here underneath these trees, hard to see, but anyways, the wood grain paper kind of swoops down making a little hill. And that's the last project I have for you today, using our Ornamental Christmas dies and stamps. I love that the tree says, "May your days be merry and bright." Such a pretty, pretty design. So let me just review. These are the projects that I made for you for today, for our new October release. Lots of things for Christmas, so I'm way ahead on my Christmas cards. I love the deer. I love the ornaments. I'm really excited about this release. I hope you are too. I really like this little Santa guy. I'm going to put him up on my keepsake shelf and probably not give him away because I like him so much. Here he is, so you can see him again. I love that he's holding a flag. And by the way, not my original idea. Inspired by, I think it was Amy Coling who made the bunny pyramid or triangle treat holder holding a flag, and that's what inspired me to design these sentiments to fit on our flags. And then of course I have these two really pretty cards using the leaf love and leafy greetings, which by the way reminds me that I suppose I can show you these in person, even though you may have seen them already. Let me scoot these guys out of the way. I guess while I have you, I'll talk quickly about something else. I mentioned in my last video that we were getting ready to release our Nuts About You stamps and acorn die sets. Well, they are now available and they're wonderful for fall, for quirky birthday cards, and a lot of different things. So as you can see here, I used our newly designed acorn dies in a duo here. These are the Nuts About You stamps and our So Thankful label die and So Thankful stamps here in the background to make this quick and easy card for fall. Love the way this came out. If you were a lover of our previously released acorn dies and Nuts About You stamps, you're gonna even love more the updated versions. We just wanted to breathe some new life into those stamp sets and die sets for you. And then this also was made with our leaf love dies. I cut this, is probably my favorite leaf shape. I cut this from some corrugated cardstock, just layered it on some pattern paper and a doily, and again I used my Nuts About You stamp set here to say happy fall. I'd really like to thank you for stopping by today. Hello. To see all of our projects and everything in our release. I hope you found some things that you know you need for your crafty stash, and I guess I will see you next time. Enjoy our new release hop and all of our inspiring designs from our amazing design team who I'm so lucky to have. Thank you everybody. Bye.